Hello, this is Dr. Charmaine Gregory, and this is the Nocturnist Diary. I wanted to talk with you today about why you should get your cherubs involved in extracurricular activities. And of course, I am coming to you from the car as per usual. And today, my cherubs, I shouldn't say my, I should say our cherubs. Hey, Bethany, thanks for joining. They're getting their karate on in the dojon. So they're practicing what we preach, I guess. Hey, Chris, thanks for joining. So the first thing that is beneficial from getting your kids involved in extracurricular activities is that they learn a very valuable lesson, which is time management, something that I personally am still learning a lot about. Hey, Valerie, thanks for joining. And the reason why they learn this is because in order to participate in extracurricular activities, they have to get other things done in order to attend that activity. So they learn how to prioritize what's important and what needs to get done. And this is a life lesson that is definitely priceless. As I mentioned before, I am still working on that personally. The other thing is they get to explore some pretty diverse interests. So I gave you the example of our children doing karate, but there are some pretty neat extracurricular activities that are available out there, ranging from mountaineering or what is this one where you go into the parks and look for things? I forget what it's called, but geocaching and botany, and there are just so many really neat things that allow for our cherubs to get an experience of diversity of ideas and interests, and exploring these things through an extracurricular activity, whether it might be a club or maybe they might get involved in band, maybe they might learn an instrument, maybe they might be part of the community orchestra, they may participate in the community theater group. These are all things that are going to be really great in getting them exposed and involved in diverse things and meeting different people that will allow them to be just more educated and well-rounded humans. Hey, Leslie, thanks for joining. The other thing is they will be able to make a contribution, or they'll feel as though they are making a contribution. So, whatever that thing is, so say, for example, they're on the chess team or they're in the chess club, they're going to be able to, if that club goes to competition, they're going to be able to contribute to the team. And that in and of itself is a great opportunity for them to grow in their characters and also to be able to feel like they are worthy citizens, and they're bringing, they're giving back what they have been taught and paying it forward. So that is a huge boost for their self-esteem, which brings me to my fourth point, which is it will help to build self-esteem. So if, for example, your cherubs are involved in the orchestra, for example, they will be able to perform on stage. They may even get to the point where they're doing a solo performance within a piece, and that does tremendous things for self-confidence and self-esteem. When you fight for something, when you become better at something, when you see progress in a positive direction, even despite some potential struggles here and there, you just feel so much more empowered, and your self-esteem is just bolstered to degrees that are just amazing and limitless. Hey, Karen, thanks for joining. The other thing is, when they get involved in extracurricular activities, it is a definite boost to their college applications. And I know you may think that, for example, if your children are very young, you may be saying, well, I don't want to think about college yet because the time was already flying by way too fast as it is. But if they are used to getting involved in things outside of academics, and they're used to doing extra things, it will be a no-brainer for them to have a really diverse and well-rounded portfolio when it comes time for college. And so, there won't be this scampering at the very last minute, try to get things in and join a bunch of clubs and kind of try to pad the profile. So, hey, Kelly, thanks for joining. The other thing is, it allows them to be able to set some goals for themselves. So, hey, Michelle, thanks for joining. They can set some goals for themselves. So, let's take the example of the chess team, for example, or the chess club. So you may have a child that goes into the activity and they may know nothing about chess. So they may say, my goal is to just learn the game. If you might have a child that already knows how to play the game, and their goal may be to compete in the local championship or the state championship. And so this gives them something to really work towards. And so you're building self-esteem, you're managing your time, you're prioritizing, and you are also working towards a goal. And that helps them to understand, hey, Tamika, thanks for joining. Hey, Krista, thanks for joining. That helps them to understand that when you're working towards a goal, sometimes you have a little bump in the road. You know, not everything is all roses when you're working towards something. And those are also pretty crucial life lessons, which, you know, we don't always learn when we're sitting in a classroom, or in our case, when, you know, when they're home with us. The next thing is you learn teamwork. So whether it's a two-person group where you're I don't know, maybe it's a club talking about the different kinds of butterflies that there are and exploring butterflies and going to the butterfly museum, and maybe it might be a smaller group of kids. It's still teamwork involvement, and there's still this opportunity for them to learn what it's like to work with a bunch of people, work with other people, work with different personalities, and just really be able to understand what it's like to be part of a whole, of a movement that's going to be affecting positive change. So whatever that is for them to learn teamwork. And of course, this is very intrinsic if they are involved in a team sport, because, you know, then obviously, you know, your performance is what is going to culminate to the total performance of the entire team. And, you know, every action of individuals on the team is going to affect the total action of the group. So they learn that, which is a very valuable lesson as well. Hey, Lynn, thanks for joining. And then, you know, the next thing is, it's a funny thing, because when they learn all these skills and they're able to prioritize, they have good time management, they know how they're exposed to things, so they have a good, an expansive repertoire, they seem to do that much better in their academics. Because academics, as you all know, requires time management, requires teamwork, requires self-esteem, and like all those things that you're learning from the extracurricular activities come back to play in your academic life. So it just is a nice little circle that is beneficial to everybody involved. And, you know, the cool thing also about extracurricular activities is that you as a parent might become interested in something that you may not have otherwise been interested in because your cherub is involved in it. So, so the benefit definitely comes back to you multiple fold. So hopefully this was helpful to you. Hopefully you are encouraged to get your children involved in extracurricular activities. There are definitely so many more benefits than the ones that I've mentioned here. And your cherubs will just be happy, well-rounded, and pretty, I don't want to say Machiavellian, but more Renaissance in their repertoires. So there you have it. Hopefully this was helpful. If it was, please feel free to share this live video. Put comments below and let me know how you liked it. And I hope that you will be strong, be brave, and unleash your greatness. Have a great Friday.